Well, as we settle in for summer now, one of the great sporting events that happens in our area every year is coming up, and that is the tennis tournament, the Citi Open Tennis Tournament. That'll take place next month. And Jeff Newman, the tournament director, is nice enough to come and join us today. So we're about a month out of this thing right now. It's gone on for years in this area. What do we expect for this year's event?
Well, it's our 48th year, so we have great history here in D.C. And just want to remind people we're a little bit earlier this year than normally. We're July 16th to the 24th this year, so a couple weeks after Wimbledon. Normally we're the last week of July, so a little bit earlier this year. But we have a great tournament field this year. If you've never seen live tennis before, the field that we have this year is a must-see. We have some tremendous personalities and really dynamic athletes.
As you stated, it's been going on for 48 years, since 1969. How do you look at the fan, the tennis fan, from you got involved 22 years ago, not 1969, the tennis fan then compared to how they are now?
Well, they're so much more knowledgeable. I think the days of McEnroe and Borg, there were such dynamic personalities in the past that you just naturally were attracted to it. But because the game has gone so international, you know, you really have to know the game well, and you have to know the names. And you know, it's truly the most global international sport, tennis. In golf, for example, you have the PGA, and then you have the European Tour. But in tennis, it's the ATP and the WTA, which is worldwide. So you have to get to know the names, especially with the game growing so internationally.
You talked about some of the great personalities, and you mentioned John McEnroe, who is a fantastic tennis player, but also known for being a wicked temper. Nick Kyrgios is coming this year, and he's a guy that you are just compelled to watch because you never know what's going to happen. Does that help, having a guy like that? You're like, hey, this is pure entertainment.
Absolutely. He's a magnetic personality. He and Gael Monfils actually both are two players that you have to see live, as I was saying before. And you never know what to expect really with them. They could win the tournament, or they could lose in the first round. That's what makes it also really, really exciting for them. But obviously they've been doing really well this year. Nick Kyrgios, for example, started out the year at number 40. Now he's down to number 18. So he's doing tremendously well. Gael Monfils is in the top 15. And obviously on the women's side, too, we have some great personalities, too, with Caroline Wozniacki, Eugenie Bouchard, Sam Stosur, who's a former Grand Slam champion. So both sides of the equation, both men and women this year, we have some really good personalities.
Well, one of those ladies, Sloane Stephens, she jump-started her career last year, winning her first career title here at the Citi Open, then won 3 more that year. What type of attraction is she?
Well, she's just one of those personalities as well. We're talking about personalities that really just attracts people to her. She's just a really bubbly, very competitive, obviously, in nature. But when she's on the court, she's fierce, and when she's off the court, she's really, really engaging. So I think she just resonates both on and off the court.
And then doubles, the Bryan brothers. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they're just dominant.
Well, they're the best doubles team of all time by far. And obviously, as an American duo, clearly they are well known in the U.S., and we're excited to have them.
You know, you mentioned talking about seeing it live. I have been to a couple of tennis matches over the years. The pure brute force, especially on the men's side, it really is, when you see it that close, you can't believe how powerful and fast these athletes are.
It's like hockey. I mean, we say it all the time. When you go see a hockey game live, you just can't believe the speed and really the athleticism of the players, because it doesn't resonate as well on television. And tennis is the same way. When you see a player serve 150 miles an hour like John Isner, and you see him going side to side on the court, and the speed and athleticism of these players, it's really incredible. And when you see tennis on TV, you see it from the baseline, but when you're in there in person, you see them side to side or from the back. So obviously you get a real chance to see why these athletes are the best in the world.
Well, Jeff, I really appreciate you coming in. It's July 16th to the 24th. It's the 48th Citi Open. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.